watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6:30.
It's all great news. Yes, no cancer anywhere.
There are few more relieving words than a doctor telling a patient he's cancer-free. But the Whaley family is right back to worrying about the cost of that life-saving cancer treatment as bills keep stacking up. It all traces back to November when Jim Whaley's Springfield Clinic doctor was kicked out of network by his insurer Blue Cross Blue Shield just a month after he was first diagnosed and preparing for treatment.
Our Target 3 investigative reporter Renee Cooper got to witness the Whaleys get that wonderful news. He's cancer-free after a taxing 8 months, Renee, but what about those bills?
Yeah, had to start with the good news, of course. Now, our investigation revealed that breakup between the clinic and the largest insurer in the state knocked every radiation oncologist in the capital city out of network. Now, there are protections under state and federal law to keep bills at an in-network rate for patients like Whaley, whose lives are threatened by the loss of affordable access to health care. Now, regardless, tens of thousands of dollars in bills continue to land on the Whaley's doorstep, keeping the family from doing much of any celebrating.
You did it, and I knew you would.
The worst 8 months of Jim and Sharon Whaley's lives are over after surgery and dozens of radiation treatments.
At the end, he literally told Lori, like she said, I'm done. I can't do anymore. And we're like, you got 3 more, just 3 more.
Jim is cancer-free.
Like we can breathe again.
The Springfield electrician is back to work and back to worrying about the growing pile of bills from his health insurer.
$40,000 to $52,000. It's somewhere in that range.
A cost far beyond the $3,800 out-of-pocket maximum printed in black and white on the back of his insurance card.
Every time you do call Blue Cross, it's what you owe is what you owe.
More than 2 months ago, the Whaleys sent appeals to Blue Cross and the U.S. Department of Labor. That's the agency that has regulatory power over group health insurance plans like the Whaleys have through Jim's union, NICA, who also got an appeal from the Whaleys.
If anybody's ever filed an appeal, it's unreal. I mean, a stack of papers that thick. When you do that for 40 radiation treatments, it's like, whoa.
Representatives with Blue Cross and the Department of Labor say the union is responsible for handling appeals.
It's low on the list right now, so they may not get till October.
Why is that?
We have no answers.
Unions also have the ability to opt in or out of certain benefits when they purchase a large-scale plan like this, like continuity of care. That would allow patients like Whaley with life-threatening medical conditions to keep their doctor at an in-network rate for 3 months after a breakup between their insurer and provider. A NICA representative confirmed they do not offer continuity of care, something that could have saved the Whaleys thousands of dollars and countless hours fighting those costs.
They said they could be the hand that really forces it by saying, hey, you know what, we're a big organization. We pay you a lot of money. Pay the bills.
Just 2 months after Whaley lost affordable access to his oncologist, federal law was updated to require unions and other groups to include continuity of care going forward. The deadline for plan administrators to come into compliance is unclear. NICA says they will do so by then.
When you're 58 years old and you can retire in a couple of years, you really don't have time to invest in anything else.
At the end of the day, Blue Cross Blue Shield is responsible for selling a plan with an adequate network of providers.
I don't think it's fair for the insurance company to ask you to go see a radiologist in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That's
every day.
Even though radiation appears to be in the past for the Whaleys, Jim is on the hook for follow-up appointments every other month for the foreseeable future.
He would have loved to have been out of his physical labor job at 60. That's not going to be
not the way it is now.
Yeah, not an option.
Now, Blue Cross was required to refile its directory of providers with the State Department of Insurance 2 months ago. Now, that's still under review. Springfield Clinic says they're going to hold off on the Whaley's bills while the appeal process continues. Both the clinic and Blue Cross say they're still sitting at that negotiating table. I'll have more details on where that's at online as more than 100,000 patients wait in limbo. Jess.
All right, Renee, thank you. Now
you're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
I mean, they're definitely covering their tracks here.
This new mother's fight with her insurance company has taken another turn, and she says she's being used as a scapegoat. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Mac is off tonight. She was one of more than 100,000 patients whose Springfield clinic doctors haven't been covered by their health insurance since mid-November. And our Target 3 investigation revealed the options outside of the clinic were slim. Investigative reporter Renee Cooper is here with an update tonight. So, Renee, let's start with some good news.
And Jennifer, there certainly is some for Elizabeth Farris-Byerline. Absolutely. First, she was graced by her daughter Elena in mid-March, and just today she showed me this letter from Blue Cross Blue Shield that says her medical bills have been dropped now from nearly $4,000 to $20,000. But Byerline first applied to have her bills continue to be covered right after her doctor fell out of network when she was 5 months pregnant. It's called continuity of care, meaning patients will still be able to see their doctors at the in-network rate after a breakup between their provider and insurer. And state law requires that for pregnant moms in their third trimesters all the way through postpartum. But Byerline continued to receive staggering bills. That is until I gave her name to Blue Cross representatives a couple of weeks ago to ask why the company still appeared to be out of compliance with state law. Days later, she got a call from her insurer, and today she got a new breakdown of her charges totaling $20.
My husband's like, I feel like the mob just silenced us. Like they just want to kill the story. They don't care how they're going to do it. He's like, I feel like we're not supposed to talk about it or else they're going to take it back. I was like, yeah, I mean, there's like a part of me that thinks that. But then I also think about how many other people are like me or going to be like me.
Springfield Clinic says there are at least 120 other patients that were in her shoes. We pressed Blue Cross about the larger pattern here. A representative tells us, quote, 195 members with pregnancy or pregnancy-related diagnoses were approved for continuity of care with Springfield Clinic. But Byerline remains the only one of several mothers we've talked to personally who, one, got a letter approving that continuity of care, and two, has actually received a reprocessed claim at the in-network rate. That's something she agonized over for months after her baby was born. Now, I spoke to another mother just within the last couple of hours. She says she's continuing to receive those staggering bills and never got a letter either. If you're a mother with Blue Cross insurance who has received or is fighting to get continuity of care, we want to hear from you. Email us at target3@wcia.com. Jennifer.
All right, when you have a newborn, that's not what you want to be worrying about, is a $30,000 bill. All right, yes. Renee, thank you.